Hey there, welcome to the second lesson of our course, Business Communication. Ivan, what it is going to be about?
Hello, this is about how to effectively start your presentation. It's about the beginning of your presentation. So that is the first step you want to do in order to make your presentation impressive and effective as a result.
So, effective and impressive. What can you say? What will bring the effect and this impressiveness of the presentation?
So the first impact of your presentation may be made by different things. It could be a quotation of some important or famous person. It could be a video. It could be a picture. It could be a rhetorical question, as we were talking in the previous video. But what about a picture? I heard that you have an example of using a picture as a good starter. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that is really cool because once I started my presentation, it was like when I just showed the picture and I asked the question, and there was like a 30-second silence.
Oh, yeah.
You know, this silence, it was like the thing when people started thinking, and it was something that people didn't understand. They didn't know what to expect from the presentation. And the picture, it was just a comma.
All right.
Yeah, like a big comma on the screen. And it was just the rhetorical question, and it was the rhetorical picture. And I asked, oh, hey guys, my name is Kate, and there is a picture. Just have a look at it. What do you associate with this? And they were, what? Like, why?
They were triggered, actually.
This was a trigger for the people to start thinking that whether it is a comma or whether it is an apostrophe what is that, and it brought the audience to the next step.
That's incredible. Thank you. So you've mentioned a picture, very powerful, whether it is a simple picture or something, it could be great. There might be some, a scenery or a person. In your case, that was a comma. So that really triggered their attention. So they already felt engaged. That is really very nice. One more thing that Kate has used is she presented herself. So she didn't start with the presentation of her name right away. She presented with some trigger, and then gradually she presented herself. That's also a very good strategy. Thank you. That's a very good one.
And I usually really like kind of the framing technique when I start with the picture, or when I'm starting with the famous saying, and I'm finishing with the same famous saying, I'm bringing the audience through the saying and supporting my audience with the data and with my personal stories. And usually I really enjoy not to name myself at the very beginning.
All right, and that's a good trick.
And I'm not saying what do I do and what are like all of my expertise because I have an experience of cooperating with the different projects, and I usually do not say it straight away. I'm just saying what I'm doing. And in the final thing, I'm just saying, oh, by the way, I'm PhD, I hold a PhD, I work with the university, I'm cooperating with the American Embassy, I'm cooperating with the British Council of Ukraine, and so on and so forth, And this is really, really cool trick that the people are like, oh, really?
Oh, she's smart, She's got a PhD, no way. That's great,
And when we are talking about the introduction, what are the phrases that you would definitely give a example to our participants of the course? What are the phrases to start with?
Great, that's a good question. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so you want to, after that impactful and powerful introduction of your topic, of yourself. So another one, you want to greet your audience. So you want to say something that is really addressed right to them, to their heart. So you want to say hello, thank you for being here today. Show your empathy. show that you are really happy to see them. Show that you appreciate their time. You may say, I do appreciate your coming here. So this hour of your lives, you are actually spending here with me. So I do appreciate that. And I'm happy that you are here. So you want to show it heartily so that you are really happy that they are here. And this again is another point that makes your presentation really engaging. So they are actually with you. They are following, they're feeling that you are together during the presentation.
And the other tip that I would really definitely say that it is just you can bring the expertise at the very beginning, and it depends on the type of the presentation, and it depends whether you are interacting with the huge amount of people or you're interacting with the potential partner or with the potential customer. And this might be like the same start, because if you are, just imagine the case that you are presenting your company and it is one-to-one conversation, and you're saying, oh, look at this comma and do this and do this, and he's going to say, why you are doing that?
Who are you?
Like, Kate, what is your name? And where are your clothes? So and because depending on the type of the presentation and depending on with whom you are interacting, there can be different aspects, and there can be different backgrounds, what you're doing it for, and what is your target audience. You remember from the previous lesson that the type of the presentation depends on the target audience. So if we are moving on to the presentation and to the structure of the presentation, can you please say what are the phrases to introduce the topic that you would definitely recommend to our participants of the course?
Yeah, so introducing your topic is absolutely crucial, because sometimes I have been to the presentations when the presenter was talking for like 20 minutes and I was not sure that I understand what this is about. So that means you want to make sure your audience knows what you're talking about. So you may say, for example, so today we're talking about the effectiveness of our advertisement campaign, so that people know what to expect from you. So you definitely want to show your topic to the audience. The presentation of your topic might also be presented in different ways. It could also be a form of a question. So you may ask your audience about the topic. So what do you know about the ad campaigns in 2023? So you can actually hook or trigger your audience again. It could be something like, a statement, some facts. So did you know that the global market of artificial intelligence is expected to reach 1 trillion by 2025?
Oh, really?
So yeah, by asking such a question, you don't need the answer to it. But by asking such a question, you make your audience really interested in the topic as well as informed. So what you are going to talk about.
Yeah.
So that's it, yes. And you can also, tell them a very short structure of your presentation. So I'm here today to talk about the using of AI in our ad campaigns for this, let's say, year. So you're just stating the topic of your presentation in different manners. So the more you think about it, the more engaging you make it, the more chances you have that your audience is going to stay with you during your talk and your speech.
Yeah, and this is the other thing that bring the idea to my head, that I was sharing the presentation and I brought the numbers.
All right.
I brought the numbers on the presentation, like on the screen, and I was asking people, what do they think the numbers are? And they were guessing, and it was the type of the interaction also with the audience right at the very beginning. And these numbers were just supported by the actions that I've done during launching a course or during launching a project when I started it. And it was an amazing thing. Also, the other thing about the presentation presentation and about the starting of the presentation that we were sharing with you beforehand, that there is a slight difference when you are presenting.
Absolutely.
Like whether it is an elevator pitch, it has to be very short, precise, and result oriented, right? And when we are talking about the presentation on the forum with the number of participants, and you have to say, like, you have to be ready to present and speak to the point. And the other thing, it is the other type of the presentation and the start. It is when you're speaking with the potential clients or with the potential customers. I had an example. For example, when I started, I was presenting the course to one of the potential customers. And this was the company. And I, first of all, presented in PowerPoint presentation. I presented the visuals and I presented what I've been doing, and I just showed the cases with whom we are working and what we are doing. And what was really, really cool thing that the presentation was in Ukrainian, you know.
Okay.
I told вітання, мене звати Катерина, я співзасновниця Communicative Language Academy, and then I switched the language.
Okay.
And I told, if you want to speak and sound like native in a international community, please welcome to the course. And this was a catchy moment, you know, because people they've heard how did I sound, they've heard what did I say, and they've heard what might be the result because I presented the cases. It was like two first minutes of the presentation, and they were, okay, just bring your managers to sign the agreement. And it was like win-win situation. You know.
Absolutely, yes. So we're in. So she sounds good. I want to sound the same. So I'm in, definitely.
Yeah.
That's an incredible. Thank you so much. That's an incredible example of how to start your presentation effectively. And that was, the key to success, because actually those first minutes or even seconds sometimes of your presentation, they play the crucial role. So the Kate's example is really impressive and powerful one. So you want to show your abilities, you want to demonstrate your skills, you want to demonstrate your product, you want to demonstrate your whatever you have to show your audience. So that is going to also be another option to effectively start your presentation. Thank you for that one.
Yeah. And to sum it up, be very, very precise what you're doing, and say to your audience what is going to be the result, and start with the topic of the presentation. You can either at the beginning present yourself and bring your expertise, and at the very, very second moment, you have to bring what is going to be next in the presentation. So thank you very much for this lesson.
Thanks for sharing your impressive experience. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. And see you during the second week of our cooperation with you. And let's meet during the third lesson.
See you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.